The ownership DNA audit. North West and the Roc Nation rumor. Cold open North West is 11 years old. Before this video finishes, I'm going to prove to you that the most viral rumor about North West's music career was assembled from thin air. And I'm going to prove it the way a forensic accountant proves fraud. Not with feelings. Not with outrage. With the paperwork. Somewhere in the last 2 days, a sentence appeared that no one can trace to a single verifiable source, and that sentence has been repeated enough that it is starting to feel true. That is the first sign of a rumor, not a fact. Somebody decided it would be very fitting to plant a story that North West has signed to Roc Nation. And the internet ran with it. I spent the last several hours digging. Not scrolling. Digging. I pulled the trademarks, I traced the contracts, and I followed the money the way money actually moves inside a label. So let me tell you plainly, then show you the 3 clues that expose this whole thing as a hoax. North West is not signed to Roc Nation. North West is still signed to the label that has held North West's music from the first, and I can tell you exactly which one. North West has never been signed to Roc Nation, and on current evidence, North West will not be signed there in the near future either. The rumor is a ghost, and I am about to shine a very bright glare through the ghost. The receipts first before I take you through the audit. Understand what we are actually dealing with here. A rumor about a child's career is not just gossip. When the child is North West, the daughter of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, the story moves through a different circuit. Every outlet that repeats it, every fan account that screenshots it, every comment section arguing about it becomes a node in a machine converting falsehood into fact. And falsehoods about contracts have a way of becoming real consequences. So I'm going to do what none of the spreaders did. Slow the whole thing down to frame by frame. Clue number 1. The trademark trail. Do you remember when Kim Kardashian started filing trademarks for the children? This was roughly 2 to 3 years ago, and at the time a lot of people treated it like a curiosity. A celebrity mom trademarking the children's names. Cute. Harmless. A flex. But that is the wrong way to read what happened, because a trademark filing is not a vanity project. A trademark filing is a claim of ownership over a commercial identity. It declares, in dry legal language, who gets to profit from a name, a likeness, a slogan, a brand. When Kim Kardashian filed those trademarks for North West, Kim Kardashian was building a fence around a commercial asset. That fence does not belong to Roc Nation. That fence belongs to the Kardashian West side of the family structure, and it means something very specific. There is a portion of North West's career, the merchandise, the branding, the product line, the identity itself, that is controlled by North West's mother, Kim Kardashian. And what the rumor conveniently ignores is that the music side has a different gatekeeper. Consider what a trademark actually is, because most people have never seen one up close. A trademark is not a logo, and it is not a TM symbol sitting next to a name. A trademark filing is a formal declaration that a name, attached to goods and services, belongs to a specific owner and not the public. When Kim Kardashian filed for North West's marks across categories covering everything from cosmetics and clothing to entertainment and media, Kim Kardashian was not decorating. Kim Kardashian was drawing a boundary line and putting up a sign that says, in effect, this name is an asset, and this asset has a custodian. The custodian was never Roc Nation. The custodian was always the family structure itself, and that boundary line is the most overlooked fact in the story, because the boundary line predates the rumor by years and will survive the rumor by a decade. Clue number 2. The 2-chair problem here is where the whole thing gets interesting, because North West's career is not controlled by one person. North West's career is actively divided across 2 chairs, and the person sitting in each chair is not who the rumor wants you to think it is. On one chair sits Kim Kardashian, who controls the commercial identity, the trademarks, the brand, the rollout of North West as an entity in the marketplace. Yes, Kanye West absolutely has a say in the trademark side as well, and I will not pretend otherwise. Co-parenting at this level is negotiation, not dictatorship. But on the other chair, and this is the part the rumor erased entirely, sits Kanye West. And when it comes to North West's music career, the recordings, the direction, the creative identity of the sound, Kanye West holds the most say. The rumor wants you to believe the label decision was made in a boardroom with a pen. It was not. It is made in a family structure where the music lane has a single dominant gatekeeper, Kanye West. Here is the cleanest way to understand the 2-chair structure. A music career is not one thing. A music career is a stack of separate assets. There is the name, which is a trademark. There is the image, which is a brand. There is the recording catalog, which is a rights structure. There is the live business, which is a touring operation. A savvy family does not hand all 4 of those stacks to one gatekeeper. A savvy family splits the stacks so that no single entity, not a label, not a manager, not an outside partner, controls the whole. Kim Kardashian holds the stack that touches commerce and identity. Kanye West holds the stack that touches the sound itself. Roc Nation, in this picture, is not a third party holding a claim. Roc Nation is the specific company that Kanye West already has the most complicated history with. The rumor wants to insert Roc Nation into a slot where the family has spent years making sure there is no open slot. And Kanye West is the reason the Roc Nation story falls apart the moment you look at it for more than 5 seconds. What was this person really doing now? Let us talk about who started this. And why, because that is the part of the story that actually deserves your attention. The first instinct for a lot of people is that this was aimed at triggering Kanye West. Plant a story that the daughter is heading to the label the father co-founded and then walked away from, and you have a very reliable way to provoke a response. That is a real possibility. Kanye West has an emotional, unresolved relationship with Roc Nation, with Jay-Z, and with the history of that company. A story like this is almost perfectly engineered to pull a reaction out of Kanye West. But then you look at the Tyler component, and the framing shifts. Because Tyler is not connected to Kanye West. The Tyler rumor had no Kanye angle at all. It was just another young artist, another viral name, another week of engagement farming on the back of a falsehood. And when you lay the Northwest rumor next to the Tyler rumor, the pattern becomes clear. This is not a strategic strike. This is not a calculated provocation. This is internet mischief, mass-produced, using the same template over and over, with the subject swapped out each time. The person who starts a rumor like this is not an insider. An insider does not need to float a story that gets debunked by the actual label structure within hours. An insider leaks to a specific buyer, not to the wind. What we are seeing is closer to a content strategy than an intel drop. Somebody needs views, somebody needs the algorithm to notice, and the cheapest currency on the internet is a false rumor about a famous child. That is exactly why the audit matters. A false rumor about a minor's career is not victimless, even when it seems harmless. It becomes searchable. It becomes quotable. It becomes the thing that a future article cites as sources say, with no awareness that the original source was a comment section. The lie compounds interest. Here is what we actually know. Let me put the verified stack on the table, clean and clear, so there is no ambiguity about where the truth sits. Northwest is not signed to Roc Nation. Northwest is still signed to the same label Northwest has always been signed to, and that label is not Roc Nation. The rumor that Kim Kardashian believes Roc Nation is the right move for Northwest is unsupported by any verifiable evidence and matches, beat for beat, the template used against Tyler just weeks ago. Kanye West is a co-founder of Roc Nation who walked away, who is never compensated to reflect the true contribution, and who holds the most say over Northwest's music career. That single fact is the reason this rumor was always going to collapse. Kim Kardashian controls the trademark and branding side. Kanye West controls the music side. Neither side channels through Roc Nation. And the label in question, the one Northwest is actually signed to, is not a secret. It has been public. The people spreading this rumor either did not check, or did check and chose to ignore it, because the truth does not generate the same engagement as the lie. The laundering pipeline here is the part that should genuinely disturb you, and this part has nothing to do with Roc Nation at all. Watch how a rumor like this one gets laundered into something that looks like reporting. Step 1. An anonymous account posts the claim. Step 2. A fan page screenshots the post and adds a flame emoji. Step 3. A low-effort outlet scrapes the screenshot and writes that insiders are buzzing. Step 4. A slightly larger outlet aggregates that piece and swaps the phrase for sources suggest. Step 5. A commenter reads the word sources suggest and repeats the thing as settled fact inside a thread that 1,000 people scroll past before breakfast. At no point did anyone check a label roster. At no point did anyone pull a trademark filing. At no point did a single node in that chain stop and ask the one question that would have collapsed the entire thing in 5 seconds. Where is Northwest actually signed right now? The answer is public. The answer has been public this whole time. And the fact that the lie still outran the truth is not an accident of the internet. It is the entire business model of the internet. The pipeline is working exactly the way the pipeline was built to work, and Northwest's name was this week's fuel. The retention question I am actually asking, so let me ask you the question that this whole audit has been driving toward, and it is not the question the rumor wants you to ask. The rumor wants you to ask, is Northwest signing to Roc Nation? And I have answered that. No. The question I want you to ask is this. Why did a falsehood about an 11-year-old get more traction than the verifiable truth that was sitting in public records the entire time? And the answer is uncomfortable. Because the truth, that Northwest's career is a family operation with Kim Kardashian holding the brand and Kanye West holding the music, is boring. It does not trend. It does not produce 1,000 angry comments. It just sits there, true, waiting for someone to bother looking. The rumor, by contrast, is exciting. It promises a clash, a transfer of power. It promises a child being pulled toward a legacy label with all its baggage and its history and its image machine. It is a story. And stories beat facts in the attention economy every single day. That is the entire mechanism, laid bare. But here is the thing about facts. Facts do not need your engagement to keep existing. Facts are true at 3 in the morning when nobody is watching. And this particular fact, that North West is not signed to Roc Nation, that North West remains with the label North West has always been under, that Kanye West holds the music reins while Kim Kardashian holds the brand, will still be true long after the rumor has been memory-holed and replaced with the next manufactured story about the next famous name. That is the difference between an audit and a rumor. An audit holds. A rumor evaporates. And now that the air has been cleared, I want to hear from you, because this is the part where the community actually does the work. What do you think was the real motive? Do you think this was a deliberate attempt to provoke Kanye West, knowing the history Kanye West has with Roc Nation and with Jay-Z? Or do you think this was just the rumor machine running the same tired template on a fresh target, with North West slotted in the way Tyler was slotted in weeks ago? And here is the sharper question, the one I genuinely want the comments to argue about. If North West's music career is a two-chair structure, Kim Kardashian on the brand, Kanye West on the music, which chair do you think actually matters more for whether North West ever becomes the artist the hype machine is already promising North West will be? I have my answer. I want yours. Drop it below, and come back for the next one, because something tells me this is not the last time a rumor about this family is going to need a cold, clean audit.